Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and I saw NASA trending yesterday, so I thought to myself, well, why is NASA trending? NASA's never trending for the correct reasons, that it's a vast arm of the military-industrial complex that's really sends us a virtual reality of what the agency actually does, a Hollywoodized reality that we're going to the moon and we're going to Mars and it's about space travel. When if, in fact, it is a globalist tool to promote a transhuman agenda and global governance based in the idea that not only is climate change a vast reality and extremely dangerous, okay, but that, well, the population is the problem and we need to stabilize that. And you know what? Before we even go any further, we're not going to play the clip of Malthus 101, but when I say warfare and I say that it's not only bringing us into this transhuman agenda, but virtual age, I want to make it extremely clear. Dennis Bushnell, who we'll be highlighting in this, okay, we do a lot, he talks about Malthus 101 and world population control, you know, that they may institute. Who is they? Who is they? Who gets to institute that? Is that something the people are going to vote on? I doubt it. So when I say population, okay, and again, the climate agenda, it's all here. Stabilization of the world population, okay? But the real thing is that they're bringing you in to the virtual age of humankind, okay? That's the bots, Borgs, and humans of 2025, but really into the virtual age right there. Now, a lesser played-up document from 2020 by Bushnell is disruptive technologies and their punitive impacts upon society, okay, entering the virtual age. I would encourage people to read this as well. So what was the big trend yesterday? Oh, they're opening up their gateway Disney-style theme park because everything is about entertainment and has been for some time. That's why I say Hollywoodized facade. So we're going to play this new promo clip. We're going to go over not only Elon Musk's ties, but Kash Patel. I didn't know this. He was on Gutfeld, and he's going around with the Reawaken America tour. I'm going to be speaking in Rochester in August on the tour yet again. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing transhumanism. I think I'm going to do more what the actual deep state is, signature reduction, continuity of government, the actual shadow government, the National Programs Office, its progression post-World War II, kind of a summary. Okay, but this is a visitor complex, okay? And we're going to play the video because it's literally set up like a Disney theme park. It's not giving you a reality of what human space travel would be remotely like. It's going to give you this aggrandized view that is setting you up for a virtual age where it's not just a headset, but you are literally part of the Borg, part of the machines, part of this new species that Bushnell says that we we okay? And, you know, their story today, okay, and I want everybody to check out the Gateway logo here. It intertwines with their lunar nonsense. It's all about a gateway to a virtual world. And, you know, as I've been saying, I don't even think I brought the story up, and I should, so we'll do it live. Let's make sure we did this. You know, the other story is they are admitting today that it's, maybe cyborgs, okay? It's going to be, will future Martians really be cyborgs? Why human colonizers will need to be more than just flesh and blood to survive the red planet. And I've talked about this. They talk about genomically changing the species. When I say they, I talk about NASA documents. I talk about Bushnell. I talk about other transhumanists. They talk about space hardening humans. Okay. Meanwhile, what you're going to get is a Disney style theme park ride that is going to propagate NASA taking us to the Mars and the moon and to outer space. And it's all getting you ready for the virtual age of transhumanism and bonding with the machines and having an experience that you will never actually have because it is fictitious. The Deep Space Launch Complex. I mean, look at this. Oh, they're always exploring, all right. Oh, wait till we get to the rides. You know, everything is like a Star Trek episode or Star Wars. It's a ride. It's not reality. SpaceX, oh, we'll get to them. Good old Mustard-Do, the Musketeers, will all dance to the masquerade. Ooh, there's neon lights. Oh my goodness, are we gonna go to space? So again, it's all about really like a theme park, Hollyweird mentality. That's all this is. This is why they trended. The Deep Space Launch Complex. Okay? That's all Johnny nonsense, man. That's not close to reality. So what I want to do is I want to play an audio clip of Dennis Bushnell. Okay, and here he is going to talk about basically we're going to send, first of all, nanobots, nanosensors into space. They're going to get all the data. Then we're going to reconstruct it virtually. And then virtually you'll be able to visit. And then later on, we're still not going to send humans. We're going to send the robots that we create, right? This next level species, AI. They're going and you're not going. Okay? And remember, this is the chief scientist of NASA. Let's see.
Other area, and you had actually told me about this in a phone conversation several years ago, and you were talking about robot exploration, and I'd mentioned Ray Kurzweil to you, and you'd said that he'd spoken at NASA, and to me, the way that you described robots almost as kind of like the children of mankind really stuck with me, and it put what we're doing on Mars right now in a new perspective for me.
Well, that quote, robots being the children of mankind, is actually from Hans Moravec from Carnegie Mellon.
I would encourage people, again, mind children, and basically this second AI species, to read up on Moravec and others like him. And we talk a lot about Kurzweil here. And remember, NASA works with Google. Google has a division, okay? It's called Calico. Kurzweil heads up that division. Okay, let's connect some dots here. And Calico is the immortality division that is focused on aging and age-related diseases. Okay, life extension. And once again, Google's working with NASA. They achieve quantum supremacy. They're in AI together. It's a partnership of over a decade. All right? This is it, man. And then we're going to get to the masquerade in a minute, because you saw SpaceX, and he's a part of NASA. And Kash Patel says, you know, he's the main DoD contractor. And I'm going to show you he's in the club, see what wedding he attended. Wedding of a really great guy, by the way. Okay? Really good stuff.
He has various books on this. Robot is one of them from the early OOs, as I remember. And the idea is that we are currently becoming cyborgs at a very fast rate. The IBM Blue Brain Project, which is nanosectioning the neocortex and replicating it in silicon, has made such good progress that they are claiming in 12 to 15 years they will be able to market a biomimetic human-level machine intelligence. The nano-functionalization of robots is continuing apace very rapidly. So there's no reason why in the 10, 20 year, 15 to 25 year out.
And this is like, I believe, from 2012, this interview.
that exploration can be done very well with robots at a cost which has been estimated at about 1/1000th that of sending humans. So one way to do this exploration of Mars and so forth is three ways. Three stages. One is to send the nanorobots and instrument the planet and send back the data.
And by the way, when he's talking about nanorobots, again, this is the collective swarm stuff. We're hopefully, I'm going to find the time, we're going to do it. The full watch along of when humans become cyborgs, Davos 2020. Collective swarm intelligence based on insect-like Borg hive minds. That's what he's saying is going to actually get sent to Mars. Okay, you're going to go to the theme park and ride, look, it's the red planet. Yeah. And they're sending nanobots, AI nanobots. Okay, and let's say they achieve it. Now, they don't necessarily even have to achieve it to create a virtual Mars, right? But say they achieve it and do it. Then we'll let Mr. Bushnell finish and tell you how you're going to actually experience Mars.
And the Brits demonstrated 5 senses virtual reality, haptic, taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound recently. So everyone could explore Mars anytime they wanted to at 1/1000th the cost of sending people. Then you send other robots to terraform Mars. And by the time that's done, we will have developed the energetics so that people could go very inexpensively and very safely.
So he's talking about way down the line, okay, a stage of nanobots, virtualization, basically the post-human world anyway, right? Because he's later going to tell you that we will become the machines, all right? Now, the reason I bring up Muskernuts all the time, right, is because he's hanging out with some bad folks. Okay, he's doing some bad things. We talk about, for instance, how great the brain chip is. He's a Neuralink guy. It's going to go up with Starlink. At the same time, Starlink and Neuralink are going to come together, and you can tell that custom brain implants are great because this overweight, unhappy, severely depressed woman is no longer severely depressed as she gardens alone in a sunny day in a mask. That's, they're selling you on that aspect of it. And as I've stated numerous times, the Musker he made a lot of money in the pandemic. 600% wealth increase. The other people that made a lot of money, Bezos, Gates, Buffett, Page, Brin, great people. Great people. He's involved in the DARPA Blackjack program. He's deploying these satellites all over the place, the spy satellites. He's very much in this military-industrial complex where he's trying to what? Mobilize us into an actual war. So now, he's at this wedding with, who is it? Ari Emanuel. That's Rahm Emanuel's brother. He's the person that the Entourage, Jeremy Piven character was modeled after. But, I love Larry David, and Marky Mark is there, and I know everybody loves Mark Wahlberg, et cetera, et cetera. But Ari Emanuel is a not good person, okay? We've covered the McGregor scandal. Ari Emanuel is the one that brokered the deal with WME Entertainment and ESPN Plus and the UFC and what is Disney. Disney owns ESPN Plus. Okay, and Muskernuts is here. There he is. There's old he's with the Diddy. He's part of the club. If you don't think he's part of the club, if you think he's some kind of rogue in the club, I'm telling you right now he's not. And to further exude my point, where's his fortune coming from? It's not only, a subsidized Tesla that's involved with the government, right? It is also what the military-industrial complex.
He is doing some cool stuff in space and everything. He's doing a ton of stuff that you would think is so global. He is literally launching this thing called SatLink, which almost no one knows about, but he's been building for 5 years, which is free Wi-Fi for the world.
Which is amazing.
The world.
It's going to change everything.
And there again, no one's talking about it. You think the Democrats would be championing this, like, oh, I can be in Central Sahara, Africa, and get Wi-Fi on my $3 million phone.
Yeah.
But they're not. And if you've actually watched one of these satellite link uploads, it's like a string of pearls being dropped in the night sky. It's really cool. I mean, we're all paying for it. This is why he's so rich. DOD's biggest contractor is Elon Musk.
Oh, we're paying for it. What Elon Musk right, and SpaceX and Google they are the Trojan horse civilian systems that are, again, discussed in this future warfare document. Let's say it again. Trojan horse civilian systems. There it is. Oh, that's inexpensive. And now you have people coming out and saying, hey, that's what Twitter is. It's part of the information, internet, and psychological warfare against the human populace. That's also in this document. All right? So once again, we pay for it. The DOD, all right, the DOD he's the number one contractor. Let's just bring it back again. Let's hear him say it.
A string of pearls being dropped in the night sky. It's really cool. I mean, we're all paying for it. This is why he's so rich. DOD's biggest contractor is Elon Musk.
That's right.
Oh, very interesting. I just learned something. I didn't.
I'll never get hired from him now. Can you edit that out?
Yeah. Drop it on the floor. Joe, does the government
Cash, come on, buddy. We don't want to be hired by the transhumanists now, do we? The people that want to truly bring us into the virtual age. And, again, Google is promoted by NASA. Musk is promoted by NASA. And here's the cyborg clip of, let me see, do I have that up there? No, I guess I don't have the cyborg clip up there of, Bushnell in 2018 saying there's 200,000 people with cyborgs and praising Musk, and then gets into the satellite systems. We're not going to play that one. Instead, we're going to play, let's mute it for a second so we don't hear the run-up. We've already played clips where he talks about Google being the global brain, the whole thing. He gives you the spiel. What we want is where he tells us we're going to merge with the machines and becoming cyborgs right around here.
We currently have creative software that are doing ideation just as good or better than humans now. The creative jobs will be the last ones to go, but I have not been able to discern any jobs that machines cannot do as machine intelligence and all the rest of the autonomous robotics develops. So now we're to your question, okay? What do you do with these people? There's essentially three options. You've covered one, which is the guaranteed income. And the machines can produce the productivity, the wealth necessary to pay this. It's just the machines do the work instead of the people. Yes, you have to change the cultural milieu, but this is eventually doable. This is only one approach.
So let's just stop it there. Universal basic income. You see why I'm against it so much? It's further perpetrating this idea that you're a useless eater. And you already have a predator class that looks down upon the working class, the middle class, even the upper middle class, right? If they can't use you in some way, shape, or form, you're not even human to them. But a universal basic income will be promised to you as the robots take over. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's not just about a robot takeover. We're going to have to get along with them and become them.
The second approach is the fact that what's changed since you last looked at this is the whole technology level. And we humans are now converting ourselves into cyborgs. We now have artificial retinas, artificial hearts, we have brain chips. DARPA's working on brain chips for super soldiers. We can have a high bandwidth COM port built in, so we don't have to use the sensors and their very limited bandwidth. And eventually this all ends up with uploading into the machines, and instead of us versus them, humans versus the machines, we become them.
We become them, uploading the virtual age. And that's the great trick, okay? When we're talking about real life extension technologies, right, Calico and all these other things, that's going to be reserved for the predator class and to empower them. Meanwhile, they want to trick the rest of us to think we can upload our consciousness into a machine and make the real world so dreaded and horrible, a lot of people will think that's their only choice. It's really sad. We are live on YouTube. We're back. Thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. All the documentary films, by the way, guys, they are free right here in the playlist section. We've been unjustly taken down and given strikes for so many things that I need your support. We not only on the Podbean, you get the audio versions and some of the video versions as well. Sometimes you can call in live when we stream together. But we're rumbling right now. We're also over on the Rockfin, two great ways to support me. You can follow me there. If you want to support me financially, you hit subscribe on Rockfin, then you get everybody else's premium content. We don't do a lot of premium content. Probably the best way to support me right now is buying me a coffee. We got 4 supporters, and I want to thank every single one of them. Every little bit counts. Okay, so those links are down there. And remember, the documentary films are really important, even if it's a moving thing. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order to Find, and Shade the Motion Picture are free, and we are encouraging you to check them out. I would also encourage you to go over to the Thrive Time show, check out my presentation at the Reawaken America Tour, where I cover even more stuff and more clips of Bushnell that we did not cover here, as well as Elon Musk are due. And I will remind you, August 12th and 13th, I'll be speaking on the 13th. Really excited to do so once again and open people's eyes to the quote-unquote true deep state, what signature reduction actually is, and how we have a military-industrial complex out of control that is working hand in hand with these New World Order Great Reset agenda transhumanists. I love you guys. It's not about left or right. It's always about right and wrong, and I will see you on the flip side.